What's up, ladies? It's your girl Martine Myers. I had to come in and discuss this story with y'all. I actually been reading on this story for a while, and you guys all know about the Gorilla Glue girl, Tessica Brown, that basically substituted got to be glue spray for Gorilla Glue to pat down her hair. Because she ran out of got to be spray, basically. Okay. I'm not here to discuss the saga of the incident because we all know how that went. You know, the headlines were all over the place. The video on TikTok went viral. And basically, she had the Gorilla Glue on her head for a while. But what's I want to discuss with you guys today is that she went for reconstructive surgery on her breasts, which is a good thing, for her. That's her choice, no problem. And there was a lump on her breast. And thank God for her that the lump was actually benign. That's good news. So I wanted to come in to discuss that. Now, at first, when I read her story, my first reaction was, oh my God, the health risk, because I know very well what it is like to put products on your hair. I mean, and then get sick afterwards. I myself, I was wearing relaxers from the time I was 11 years old because that was my mother and my grandmother's choice, because they wanted my hair to be silky and it was easily manageable for them. So therefore, at the age of 11, they decided that I was going to get a relaxer. I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was great. Why not have my hair nice and silky? As you can see, my hair is super, super thick and I got a whole lot of it. Very bushy, very, very big. So getting a relaxer at 11 years old was ideal for me. I didn't have an issue. But the thing that my mother and my grandmother did not know was that I had an allergic reaction to formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is actually the embalming agent that they utilize for the dead, to preserve the dead, as well as they use it for preserving products, the preservatives in products, okay? It's used for shelf life of the product. And that is in all cosmetics, whether it is shampoo, conditioner, lotion, some perfumes, mascara, eyeliner, especially the mechanical eyeliners, yes, nail polish. By all means, they all have formaldehyde, okay? So that's a problem that I had from a very young age. I didn't know until I got way older. And that was after I spent many years of being sick. My fibroid journey is 21 years. Yes, 21 years. And you can imagine, from the time I was 11 years old, I started wearing relaxers. And in due time, what happened is that I ended up with uterine fibroids. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, how the heck do you end up with uterine fibroids? Isn't uterine fibroids in the uterus? Yes, those are tumors that form inside of the uterus, inside and outside of the uterus. But the thing about it is this is the way it works. When you take a product, you put it on your head, okay? What happens is that the product actually seeps through the pores of your head, on your scalp, okay? In due time, what happens is that the product seeps through on your scalp from your head, and it travels through the bloodstream. It travels through the bloodstream, okay? And when it travels through the bloodstream, is that it manages to cause damage to your body internally, okay? And that kind of damage worsens in due time. So basically, my personal situation is that from wearing relaxers from a long time, and I'm not saying that was the only problem, but that's one of the major problems that I had. Okay, so from wearing relaxers, harsh chemicals, which is formaldehyde, plus other things that they had that I cannot even pronounce, seeped through my pores into my bloodstream, and then started causing damage to the point that it caused me to have the fibroids in my uterus and also outside of my uterus. I had multiple. Okay. And long story short, I ended up having to have surgery to remove the actual fibroids. Okay. So I want you guys to think about every time you utilize a product, what you're putting on your body, what you're causing on your body. Okay. You have to read the labels. You have to see what the products entail, what the ingredients are. You have to be mindful of everything that is put together to create that product, because the ingredients within the product can cause you a lot of damage later on. In Tessica Brown's situation, thank God that she has not had any reactions with having the Gorilla Glue on her head for about a month or so, like all the other articles stated. But I'm just glad today, the article that came out on March 5th, 2021, is that she actually went for a reconstructive surgery. She wanted to have breast implants, right? So, with that being said, she went and got tested, and she got her pre-surgical consultation, and then they found a lump on her breast. Thank God it was benign, and she has absolutely nothing to worry about. But as we move forward, I want to take it upon myself to make a request for everyone to actually pray for Miss Tessica Brown, because you just never know where things may end up later on. I do understand and know that what she did was she made a poor decision. And from watching her interviews, I am very much aware that she made a mistake. I give it to her on that. I really do. At first, I need to tell you guys that I was totally alarmed with the story, with the action. I was alarmed with the article, knowing her age and knowing that she was actually a professional, a teacher, and a mother, and knowing that she actually took Gorilla Glue to put on her head really upsetted me. It really did. I have to be honest with you. But the truth of the matter is that she really didn't do it for fame. That was not her intention. The reason why she came to social media simply was because she tried so many different ways to remove that glue from her head, and it was not going anywhere. And of course, being in that situation, then getting scared, you're afraid, you're thinking a lot, your head is tight, super tight with the glue on, you don't know what to do. So she came to social media, posted it, and asked for help. That's basically why she posted. She was posting so that she could get some type of help as to how to remove this glue. And unfortunately for her, all the help that she received, it didn't work. It did not work at all. And the good thing for her is that she actually did find a doctor, Dr. Obeng, who decided that he was going to do the favor for her and really help her remove that glue from her hair free of charge. Now, I'm very happy that Dr. Obeng was available and made the decision to actually help her remove that glue. Especially with everything that was going on. It was Black History Month. You know, she's a young Black lady. A long story short, but many of us were upset and embarrassed and really saying to ourselves, like, my goodness, you know, couldn't you have done anything else? But from watching her interviews, I came to realize her situation, you know. And when it comes to our hair, we really always want our hair to look nice and sleek. And we always want our hair to be really patted down, and, you know, because that's what we're taught to do from a very young age. As I told you, I used to have relaxers. I used to wear relaxers, you know. I had that perm hair from the time I was 11 years old. That's what it was back then, you know. And many are still that way now. For me, to tell you the truth, it doesn't matter. I really don't care. Especially after I went through all that I went through. By the way, if you hear that peck peck noise, that's my heater. I live in New York, people, and you guys know it's cold up in here. And I'm in an old house, so the heater will start making noise. I'm very sorry, but I just had to let you guys know, okay? So back to our story. Now, with Tessica Brown, you know, I'm just glad that she found a way. She found a way to remove that glue. But like I was saying, telling you from before, in our culture, for a long time, having that slick back hair is a big thing, you know. As I mentioned, I had relaxed when I was 11 because having that slick back hair for my mother and my grandmother was simpler and easier, and it looked better, you know, according to their views, and culturally speaking, for us, it was better. Okay, so that's what happened. But then again, you know, with the decisions that you make in life, there's always a cost and a payoff. Now, it cost me a lot of agony, a lot of pain, a lot of stress, a lot of confusion, brain fog, inflammation, you know, muscle tension, back pain, neck pain, headaches, migraines. What did I gain out of that? What was the payoff? Hey, I went through the journey. From going through the journey, I find a doctor who was able to help me, and just like Tessica Brown, delivered me in a way where they were able to remove the fibroids for me. Thank God. Thank God for that, because I needed it. I really did. If I didn't have that surgery, truthfully speaking, I wouldn't be here making these videos for you. I just wouldn't. It's the truth. So, once again, thank God for that doctor. And now, what happened after that doctor did the surgery for me, while I was in recovery, I was able to write my story. I wrote my story as a sign of gratitude to God, the universe, however, you know, to give back, to share my story, let people know that you can actually find a way to heal yourself and get out of the situation. It's not the end of the world, not to allow fibroids to kill you, not to allow fibroids to take the best of you. And since then, I've been sharing my story. I've been sharing my story all over the place, and I became an award-winning author for Faces of Uterine Fibroids. So that's basically my payoff. Throughout all the pain and agony and the stress and everything that I went through, I ended up with more than one story, because I ended up with followers. I ended up with people who are in tune into my story, want to hear my story, want to hear me share my experience because it resonates with them. So that's what I went through. I pray that Tessica Brown actually finds her way throughout this whole process that she has gone through with her story when it comes to the misuse of the Gorilla Glue. As you all know, Gorilla Glue is an industrial adhesive industrial grade adhesive. It has nothing to do with the skin, has nothing to do with hair, has nothing to do basically with anything about the human body. It's to be put on surfaces, hardcore surfaces like furniture, countertops, stuff like that. You know what I mean? It has absolutely nothing to do with our bodies. So it should not be on our bodies, okay? Anyone who might have been curious, who maybe tried to test the experience, I pray for you guys as well. But just know that Gorilla Glue is not to be played with, and don't mess around with it. Don't put it in your eyes. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't put it on your skin. You know, it causes damage, a lot of damage. So don't mess with that. Don't put it on your hair by all means. It's harsh chemicals, you know. It has polyurethane in there, plus many other chemicals that I cannot even pronounce. And I tell you, when you see those long names and you cannot pronounce them, 99% of the time, those things are not good for you. That's been my experience. That's what I discovered, and that's what I know of. So I just want to let you all know, okay? I ended up being able to say formaldehyde because I've done so much research on it due to the fact that I came to find out that I had that allergy. And I got used to actually saying the word because of my speak outs with my books and everything. So I learned to how to say it and I got used to it. But everything else, trust me, harsh chemicals, leave it as that. And nothing but chemicals. Don't need to be on your person. Don't need to be messing with them. Don't need to be experimenting with them unless you're going to put them on what they're supposed to be on, which is like wood surfaces and countertops and stuff like that. Hardcore, you know, stuff. Things that contractors use, builders use, stuff like that. But don't be messing with it, playing around with it like it's a toy or it's just common, regular glue. It's not Elmer's, and even Elmer's is not good for you. So don't even mess with that either, okay? That's all I have to say on that. So by all means, remember, go and check out my book, Faces of Uterine Fibroids. Where is it? I know I have it here. Here we go. Be sure to check out my book, Faces of Uterine Fibroids, right here. The link will be in the description for you to get your copy. Be sure to give this as a gift to any women that you know that's actually suffering. You could actually give it to a man as well to read so that he could be enlightened and learn about the condition of uterine fibroids. Yes, it is a condition and not a disease. I need all you guys to remember that. So yeah, you never know. Men read these books as well, and they learn a lot. And I do get them in my inbox asking me questions because there are many of them who have girlfriends, wives, significant others who suffer with the fibroids. Sometimes it could be endometriosis that they're suffering with or adenomyosis. Truthfully speaking, I had all of them throughout the duration of my journey. But I focus more on talking about the fibroids because that fibroids was actually my main diagnosis. Everything else that I mentioned, endometriosis, adenomyosis, were secondary and tertiary diagnoses, okay? But the uterine fibroids was my primary diagnosis. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear with that in there, okay? On that note, I'm going to leave you by all means. Peace and love to everyone, love and light, and stay warm where if you are in a cold area, and if you're in a warm area, just continue to be safe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.